What does it mean to master your fate? For the Stoics, it was never about bending the world to your will, but learning to navigate it with unwavering strength, clarity, and purpose. The Stoics understood that as humans, we have the unique gift of contemplating reality and seeing it for what it is. Life may seem harsh, unfair, or downright impossible, but it doesn't have to. Not when you have a mind that can choose to think only what it wants to think. A mind that can strip everything down to its essence, including you. When you do that, when you strip away the layers and definitions imposed on you, you're left with the rational essence that observes and thinks for itself without judgment. This rational essence is where you start making real use of Stoicism. This is when you begin mastering yourself so thoroughly that no matter what life throws at you, your inner peace remains intact. Hi, I'm Jason, and you can trust me on this. I have learnt it the long way, the hard way. You'll need the rational essence I speak of to understand and absorb today's teachings effectively. So be rational and use your reason as we delve into 5 powerful Stoic quotes to master your fate with Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't just theorize about fate. They lived in the turbulence of political power, exile, and personal loss, all while embodying the wisdom they preached. So, after you've watched the video till the end, take action by going to the comments section and typing amor fati to let me, and more importantly, yourself, know that you love your fate. Also, like the video to help YouTube show it to others who might benefit from it, and share it with your loved ones to help them without delay. Last but not least, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. I post daily, which means a daily dose of Stoic mindfulness you do not want to miss. Now I apologize for the long introduction, but promise to make it up to you with the wisdom that follows. Without further ado. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Mastering your fate begins with understanding that life unfolds as it must, without surprise or complaint. This principle lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy, where freedom and tranquility emerge from aligning your will with the rational order of the universe. For the Stoics, the universe is governed by logos, a divine rationality orchestrating everything with purpose and necessity. To master your fate, you must first accept that everything happening around you is part of this grand design, unfolding exactly as it should. The Stoic path begins with the realization that life is not chaotic, even when it appears so. Every event, no matter how trivial or catastrophic, occurs according to nature's order. Epictetus captures this beautifully. Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want, but welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is not a call to passive resignation, but an invitation to see events as opportunities to do things to the best of your ability by exercising virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Mastery of fate lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in governing your responses to them. To live without surprise or complaint is to abandon the futile expectation that life should conform to your desires. When you resist what is beyond your control, you wage war against reality itself. This internal conflict breeds frustration, anger, and despair, emotions that enslave you to external forces. By contrast, when you embrace what happens with calm acceptance, you gain inner freedom. A master of their fate is never blindsided because they understand that life, in its unpredictability, is entirely predictable in its unfolding. This mindset requires not detachment from life, but a shift in perception. Instead of labeling events as good or bad, the Stoic focuses on what is within their power, their choices, actions, and judgments. Even in adversity, they see an opportunity to practice resilience and clarity. They transform obstacles into stepping stones by viewing challenges as necessary parts of their growth. Marcus Aurelius' analogy of the fire illustrates this. A blazing fire turns everything thrown into it into fuel. Ultimately, mastering your fate is not about changing the world, but mastering yourself. It is a life lived in harmony with nature, guided by reason and grounded in acceptance. By recognizing that life unfolds as it must, you free yourself from fear and complaint, allowing virtue to guide every moment. This is true mastery, a calm and resilient spirit unshaken by the winds of fortune. As you listen to the chapters that follow, you'll find embedded within them links to some of the most transformative videos I've published yet, each expanding on the relevant idea being discussed here in greater detail. Each link comes up when you hear a ding, so don't forget to check them out. Now, let's continue the journey with another gem of a quote, this time from Seneca. "He who is brave is free. Courage, born of reason and virtue, liberates you to master your fate." This is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, where courage is not mere fearlessness, but a deliberate act of rationality and integrity in the face of adversity. Courage for the Stoic is grounded in the recognition that external circumstances, pain, loss, or even death, are not inherently good or bad. Rather, it is our judgments and responses to these events that define our character. To master your fate, you must cultivate a courage that is inseparable from reason and aligned with virtue. True courage is not impulsive or reckless. It is born from a deep understanding of what is within your control and what is not. Epictetus teaches us, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Courage arises when we focus on our own actions, thoughts, and judgments, those elements within our power, while accepting the rest with equanimity. This rational courage frees us from the tyranny of fear, because fear is often rooted in our attachment to things we cannot control. For the Stoic, mastering your fate means confronting challenges with clarity and composure, guided by the steady hand of reason. Courage also liberates you because it enables you to act in accordance with virtue, even in the face of difficulty or uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This unwavering commitment to justice, wisdom, and temperance requires courage because it often demands standing firm against external pressures or inner temptations. To live virtuously is to face life's trials with moral clarity, resisting the pull of irrational passions like anger, fear, or greed. Stoic courage transforms obstacles into opportunities. Seneca writes, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Challenges are not barriers to be avoided, but stepping stones for growth. When you approach adversity with courage, you reclaim your agency, choosing to act virtuously regardless of the outcome. This act of reclaiming your inner freedom, your ability to act with purpose despite fear, allows you to shape your destiny. Finally, the Stoics maintain that courage liberates you because it aligns you with the will of nature or the rational order of the universe. By embracing what happens as part of the whole, you transcend fear of the unknown. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to greet whatever comes with joy as necessary to the whole. This cosmic perspective imbues courage with a sense of meaning and belonging, grounding even the most challenging moments in a larger purpose. To master your fate is not to avoid fear, but to face it with the resolve born of reason and virtue. Stoic courage is a conscious choice to live according to your principles, to rise above the sway of external forces, and to act as a rational moral agent in every moment. It is the key to freedom, resilience, and a life well lived. No man is free who is not master of himself. To master your fate, you must first conquer your impulses and passions. This Stoic truth lies at the core of self-mastery, where freedom is defined not as the absence of constraints, but as liberation from the internal forces that enslave us. The Stoics recognized that the greatest obstacle to living virtuously and purposefully is not external events or misfortunes, but our own irrational impulses, fear, anger, greed, and desires that cloud judgment and steer us away from reason. To master your fate, therefore, is to gain dominion over these forces within, transforming reactive impulses into deliberate, virtuous action. For the Stoics, conquering impulses begins with the awareness of their nature. Impulses and passions, or pathe, are rooted in false judgments and misperceptions about what is truly good or bad. When you fear losing wealth or status, you are implicitly granting these externals power over your happiness. Epictetus reminds us that it is not things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about them. Mastery starts with recognizing that these judgments, not the events themselves, fuel your impulses. To conquer them, you must bring your rational mind to bear, questioning and reframing your thoughts until they align with nature and virtue. Conquering passions does not mean suppressing emotions entirely. The Stoics distinguished between irrational passions, which arise from false judgments, and eupatheiae, or rational emotions, such as joy in virtuous action or love for the greater good. By conquering irrational impulses, you create space for these healthier emotions to flourish, guiding you toward a life of meaning and tranquility. Seneca also observes that no man is free who is a slave to his passions, emphasizing that true liberty lies in the ability to act according to reason rather than being driven by unexamined desires or fears. Self-mastery also requires vigilance and practice. The Stoics viewed life as a constant training ground, where every challenge or temptation becomes an opportunity to refine your ability to govern yourself. Marcus Aurelius urges us to concentrate every minute like a Roman, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. This discipline involves not only resisting impulsive actions, but actively choosing to align every decision with virtue. Each moment you conquer an impulse, you assert your freedom, proving to yourself that you are governed by your principles, not your passions. This inner conquest also liberates you from external circumstances. When you are no longer ruled by impulses, you stop seeking validation, wealth, or comfort to fill the void within. Instead, you draw strength from your reasoned choices, knowing that nothing outside you can disturb your tranquility unless you permit it. This autonomy is the essence of mastering your fate, to respond to life with clarity, integrity, and resilience, no matter what it brings. Ultimately, the Stoics teach us that the battle for self-mastery is the most significant battle of all, for it is the foundation of a life well lived. By conquering your impulses and passions, you reclaim your agency and embody the virtues that define human excellence: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. In doing so, you not only master your fate, but align yourself with the rational order of the universe, living as a free and purposeful being. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms: to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. This profound insight aligns seamlessly with the Stoic understanding of human resilience and the mind's unparalleled capacity to adapt. For the Stoics, mastery of fate does not mean controlling external circumstances, for these are often dictated by forces beyond our power. Instead, it lies in recognizing and exercising the one thing that can never be taken from us, the freedom to choose how we think, respond, and act in any situation. The Stoics taught that the mind is sovereign, a bastion of freedom that remains untouched by fortune's shifting tides. Epictetus declares, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus can take away my power of choice." This understanding forms the foundation of Stoic resilience. While life may strip us of wealth, health, status, or relationships, it cannot compel us to surrender our ability to determine how we interpret and engage with those losses. This is not mere passive acceptance, but an active assertion of the mind's strength to reshape adversity into an opportunity for virtue and growth. To master your fate through adaptability, you must first recognize that circumstances themselves hold no intrinsic power over your inner state. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The adaptability of the mind is not about ignoring reality, but about reframing it through the lens of reason and aligning it with the natural order. This shift in perception enables the Stoic to find purpose even in suffering, to transform every challenge into a chance to practice courage, patience, and wisdom. Adaptability is also about embracing the present moment and the opportunities it contains. The mind's ability to adapt means letting go of desires for how things should be and instead accepting life as it is, without resistance or complaint. This radical acceptance liberates the mind to focus its energy on what truly matters, acting virtuously in the here and now. As Seneca wrote, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. It must adapt to the present to find peace." Ultimately, the ability to choose your attitude in any situation is the essence of freedom. It is the act of reclaiming your inner world, aligning your will with nature, and affirming your power to live virtuously no matter what life brings. This adaptability is how the Stoics master their fate, not by controlling the world, but by mastering themselves. Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. This insight from Marcus Aurelius reflects the profound Stoic understanding of fate, rooted in the natural order of the universe. To master your fate, as the Stoics teach, begins with the acceptance of two truths: that what happens to you is inevitable, woven into the fabric of existence itself, and that while the outcome of events remains uncertain, your ability to act virtuously within them is the unshakable foundation of inner peace. Fate, for the Stoics, is not an arbitrary force, but a rational unfolding of events that align with the greater cosmos. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are threads in a vast, interconnected tapestry, where each occurrence serves its purpose in the grand design. By recognizing that whatever befalls us has always been destined to be, we release ourselves from the futile struggle against reality. Resistance breeds frustration and misery, while acceptance brings tranquility. This is not passive resignation, but an active embrace of the present moment, trusting in the order and necessity of nature. Yet within the acceptance of fate lies the second truth. The uncertainty of how events will unfold offers a unique opportunity to exercise virtue. While you cannot dictate the outcome, you can control your response. This space between what happens and how you act is where the Stoic finds freedom. Epictetus teaches, "It is not things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these things." Your power lies in choosing reasoned judgment over impulsive reaction, cultivating courage, patience, and wisdom in the face of life's unpredictability. Uncertainty, far from being an obstacle, becomes the arena in which you practice virtue. Each unknown is a test of your resolve, a chance to align your actions with the principles of justice and self-control. This perspective transforms adversity from a source of despair into a field for growth. Seneca reminds us, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. It is in uncertainty that the mind sharpens, finding clarity and purpose amidst chaos. Ultimately, to master your fate is not to control what happens, but to harmonize your will with nature, accepting all that occurs as necessary while committing unwaveringly to virtuous action. In doing so, you achieve a state of inner peace that no outcome can disturb. You realize that the events waiting to happen since the beginning of time have been waiting for you too, not to defeat you, but to refine and elevate your character. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Let's strive to live better, more respectful lives. Until next time, stay strong and stay stoic.